Welcome to Science Store online classes.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Hello students, good morning. Welcome to Maths online class. Problems in linear inequalities chapter. Next is solve minus 8 less than or equal to 5x minus 3 less than 7. In this inequality expression, you can see two inequality symbols, less than or equal to less than. Suppose you have linear inequalities like this, that is if you are having two inequality symbols, then that inequalities are called double inequalities. Okay. Name itself suggests that you have two inequality symbols in that expression. Okay, here one, here another one. So if you have two inequality symbols, that expression is called double inequalities. Okay, then how to solve the double inequalities? Always suppose you have double inequalities x, you have to get at the end of simplification x is less than some number and x is greater than some number. Okay, x side, a larger side of this symbol is there, so we read this as x less than this number. For example, b here and a here, then we read this as a less than x less than b, or you can read like this, x is less than b and x is greater than a. You can read this in two ways. Okay, you can read this as a less than x less than b. In this way you can read, okay, from the left to right, a less than x less than b. As it is, you have to read like this. Or otherwise, if you start with x, then you can read in this way also. Okay, x is less than b. Okay, x is less than b. This one we read x less than b, and how x and a relationship is x is greater than a, right? X side you have larger side of the symbol and x is greater than a. Okay, in this way you can read, or in this way you can read. From the left to right, we read this as a less than x less than b. Or in another way you can read like this, x less than b and x is greater than a. At the end of simplification of double inequality, you have to get an expression like this, that is coefficient of x should be 1. Okay, and here in this double inequality, what you have, coefficient of x, whether it is 1, it is not 1, coefficient of x is 5. Okay, we have to make that 1, but before that with the x term you have minus 3 also. Okay, how to cancel plus of some number? To cancel plus of some number, you have to subtract same number on each side of inequality. Okay, when you have double inequality, you have three sides, first side, second side, third side. Okay, for each side you have to subtract the same number to cancel plus of some number. To cancel minus of some number, you have to add same number on each side of inequality, three side of inequality. Okay, and to cancel into some number, you have to divide by the same number on each side of inequality, and to cancel by some number, you have to multiply by the same number on each side of inequality. These things you have to keep in mind. Okay, so now here with the 5x, what you have? With the 5x you have minus 3. To cancel that minus 3, minus of some number, what we have to do? You have to add plus of a same number on each side of inequality. Okay, so now we have to cancel this minus 3. Okay, to cancel that minus 3, you have to add plus 3 on each side of inequality. So then this inequality becomes minus 8 plus 3. For this you have to add plus 3. Okay, this is added, less than or equal symbol you have to carry same, and 5x minus 3, this much is there already. To that you have to add a plus 3 and symbol less than as it is, and 7 to that also you have to add a plus 3. Okay, what we done here, to cancel this minus 3 we added plus 3 on each side of inequality. Okay, so then now you simplify all these, minus 3 plus 3 that cancels. So in the middle what we have, 5x and here less than 7 plus 3 that gives you 10, and here less than or equal to symbol as it is, minus 8 plus 3 that gives you minus 5. Okay, now it is easy to make the coefficient of x 1. How to make 1? Since you have into 5 with the x, to cancel into some number, what you have to do, you have to divide by the same number. Okay, to cancel this into 5 you have to divide by the same number 5 on each side of inequality. So then we get what, minus 5 dividing by 5 less than or equal to 5x dividing by 5 less than 10 dividing by 5. All these I wrote, and to that what we done, we divided by 5. So then here 5 cancels, here also cancels, 5 once, 5 2 times. So then what we left with, minus 1 less than or equal to x less than 2. Okay, so this is the solution of this inequality, or you can write this in interval form as how we can write this in interval form. See, we got two numbers. Suppose you get suppose you have double inequalities. Then at the end of a simplification of that double inequalities, you will get two numbers. Okay, and that two numbers you have to use to write the interval form of that. Okay, so which two numbers we got? We got minus 1 and 2. So you write minus 1 and 2 and put a comma, and minus 1 side which symbol is there here, less than or equal to slack inequality symbol is there. So to that side what you have to use, you have to use a closed bracket, that is a square bracket. Okay, if you have slack symbols like this, less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, you have to use a square bracket or a closed bracket. If you have a strict symbols less than or greater than, then you have to use a open bracket or a round bracket. And two side, number 2 side which inequality is there, strict symbol is there. So this side you have to use a open bracket. So this is the solution of that inequality. And if you are asked to represent this solution on the number line, so then you have to draw one number line. Draw number line, and middle of that number line you have 0, and you have positive numbers on positive side of that, 1 2 3 etc. like that, infinity plus infinity that side, and left side you have negative numbers, minus 1 minus 2 minus 3 etc. Up to minus infinity. Okay, and next which numbers we got, that you highlight. Okay, minus 1 and 2. Minus 1 side, which circle you have to draw? At minus 1 you have to draw closed circle. Okay, suppose you get slack symbols, then you have to draw closed circle, means you have to draw circle and you have to darken that is called a closed circle. And if you get a strict symbol, then you have to draw open circle, means like this, you have to draw circle and don't shade that is the open circle. Since we have a slack inequality symbol minus 1 side, you have to draw which circle? At minus 1, you have to draw closed circle. Okay, and you got number 2 in this solution. So at 2, and you observe 2 side, which symbol is there? Strict symbol is there. So at 2 you have to draw open circle, and solution is from here to here, from minus 1 to 2. You can take any numbers, okay, but except this 2. Okay, strict symbol at 2 indicates that except that point you can take any number in this interval as a solution of that inequality. Okay, so what is the solution that I will highlight? Okay, solution of this double inequality is from -1 to 2. You can take any number but except this 2. Okay, that is the solution of this double inequality. Okay, thank you. Next you have to solve this inequality. -5 less than or equal to 5 minus 3x dividing by 2 less than or equal to 8. Here also you have two inequality symbols. So this is the double inequality. Okay, so while solving this, at the end of simplification you have to get an expression like this: x less than or equal to some number and x greater than or equal to some number. Means coefficient of x that you have to make 1, but here coefficient of x is not 1, it is -3. With that x term you have +5 and whole dividing by 2 also. So we have to cancel that. Okay, one by one. First we cancel this by 2. Okay, so what you have to do to cancel by of some number, you have to multiply by the same number. You have to cancel this by 2, so you have to multiply by that same number on each side of inequality. Okay, so then now we get what 2 into this one, 2 into -5 less than or equal to 2 into this one, 5 minus 3x dividing by 2 less than or equal to 2 into 8. To each side of inequality we multiplied by 2. Okay, why? Because here we have by 2. To cancel that we have to multiply by 2 on each side of inequality. So then here that cancels 2 by 2 and simplify this other side of inequalities. Okay, 2 into -5 that gives you -10 less than or equal to 5 minus 3x less than or equal to 2 into 8 that is 16. Now you have to cancel this +5. Okay, this is +5. To cancel that, what you have to do, you have to subtract the same number from each side of inequality. To cancel this +5, you have to add -5 on each side of inequality, or you have to subtract 5 from each side of inequality. So then that gives you what? -10 minus 5 less than or equal to 5 minus 3x minus 5 less than or equal to 16 minus 5. Okay, what we done? We subtracted number 5 from each side of inequality and simplified each side of inequality. -10 minus 5 total is -15 less than or equal to 5. Here 5 minus 5 that cancels. So then what we left with your middle, minus 3x less than or equal to 16 minus 5 that is 11, right? And here you have to make a coefficient of x1, but with the x what you have into -3. To cancel that into -3 you have to divide by -3. Okay, and you have to remember one important rule here. Why? Because here we are dividing by a negative number. If you are dividing by a negative number, then you have to reverse the sign of inequality. Okay, that thing you have to keep in mind. Always if you are multiplying or if you are dividing by a negative number, then without forgetting you have to you have to reverse the symbol of inequality. Less than or equal to, that you have to reverse as greater than or equal to. Okay, now since we are dividing by a negative number on each side of this inequality, you have to reverse the sign of the inequality. Okay, you have less than or equal to here. After dividing by -3, that you have to reverse as greater than or equal to. Okay, so -15 dividing by -3, I'll write out these inequality symbols later. Okay, and -3x dividing by -3 and 11 dividing by -3. What we done here? We divided by a negative number, so we have to reverse this inequality symbol. Okay, less than or equal to, that you have to write as greater than or equal to. Here also you have less than or equal to, that you have to write as greater than or equal to. Okay, now you simplify. Here minus minus that cancels, 3 ones 3 5 times. Okay, here also minus 3 by 3 that cancels, and here we can't simplify as it is. Okay, so what you get? 5 that is greater than or equal to x greater than or equal to minus 11 by 3. or otherwise you can write this inequality in another way. Okay, I'll write from this side minus 11 by 3 and middle you have x and next you have 5. Minus 11 by 3 side you have less than or equal to okay, minus 11 by 3 you have lesser side of the symbol. Okay, so here you have to write less than or equal to, and here x side, which side of the symbol is there? This side, this less than or equal to. Okay, so here you have to write less than or equal to. Here x side of this inequality symbol, lesser side of this symbol is there. So here we used less than or equal to symbol. Okay, so this is the solution of that double inequality. How to write interval form of this? Interval form is you have to write first number minus 11 by 3, which number you got. Always suppose you get at the end of a simplification like this inequality, then you have to reverse that. Okay, you have to write that in a reverse way, so that smaller number is on the left side and larger number is on the right side. Okay, but here while simplifying that double inequality we reached here. Okay, but here what is 5 and minus 11 by 3, in that which one is larger? 5 is larger, but larger number you have to write on the right side. While writing in the interval form, you have to write a larger number on the right side and a smaller number on the left side. Okay, so I written this inequality in another way, so that we have lesser number on the left side and a larger number on the right side of x. Okay, and your second number is this one 5, and which symbol which bracket you have to use? Here you have a slack inequality. Since you have slack inequality both side, you can use a closed bracket or what a square bracket. Okay, so this is the solution of that double inequality in the interval form. Okay, suppose you are asked to represent the solution of that inequality on the number line, then you have to do this much. After that you have to draw a number line. Okay, in the number line middle you have to write a 0 and right side positive numbers up to 5 we need. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5, and like that continues up to plus infinity, and negative side of 0 mark negative numbers at equal distances, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, etc. Okay, up to negative up to minus infinity. Okay, now first number is what? First number is minus 11 by 3. Approximate value of that is minus 3.6 etc. You can take a minus 3.7. Okay, approximate value of minus 11 by 3 is minus 3.7. Minus 3.7 comes somewhere here. Okay, so highlight that point minus 3.7 darkly. You can draw closed circle at minus 3.7. I'll write here minus 3.7. Why? Because here we marked approximate value of this. Okay, and next number in the interval is 5. At 5 you draw closed circle. Okay, which two numbers you got at the end of simplification, at that numbers you have to draw circle, and that circle should be closed circle if you have slack inequality symbol, and that should be open circle if you have strict symbol. Okay, so now I drawn both the side what closed circle. Why? Because we have a slack inequality symbol, and in between that how many numbers are there? All that are solutions of this double inequality. Okay, so you have to darken that number line in between minus 3.7 to 5. All numbers in between minus 11 by 3 to 5, including minus 11 by 3 and 5, that are solutions of this double inequality. Okay, thank you. Next, you have to solve the system of linear inequalities in one variable. Okay, you can see only one variable and you have more than one inequalities here. Okay, more than one inequality. So, how to solve this system of inequalities? Take these two inequalities separately. Okay, first one is 3x minus 7 less than 5 plus x, and second inequality is 11 minus 5x less than or equal to 1. I will solve first this inequality. X term you have to bring to the same side. I will bring to the left side because left side you have larger x term, and to another side I will shift numbers. Minus 7 I will shift right side. So then you have 3x, x this side as minus x, less than symbol, and here 5 already there without change you write, and minus 7 another side as plus 7, and 3x minus 1x, that is 2x less than 5 plus 7. 5 plus 7 is what? That is 12. And here you have to make the coefficient of x 1, but here into 2 is there. So to cancel that you have to divide by the same number. We are dividing by a positive number, so you have to retain that inequality symbol as it is. Okay, so you have what? 2x dividing by 2 less than 12 dividing by 2. Here 2 cancels, 2 once, 2 6 times. So at the end of this first inequality simplification, we get x is less than 6. Okay, x less than 6, that is the solution of first inequality. And second inequality, here since here you have or otherwise we keep as it is. Okay, I'll keep a minus 5x on the same side. Minus 5x less than or equal to 1. Now we shift 11 another side. 11 another side as minus 11. 1 minus 11 is how much? That is minus 10. Same symbol, and here minus 5x. With the 5x what you have here into minus 5. To cancel that you have to divide by same number. Okay, that is you have to divide by minus 5. And observe this is a negative number. Since you are dividing by a negative number, now you have to reverse the sign of the inequality. Okay, less than or equal to, that you have to write as greater than or equal to. Why? Because you are dividing by a negative number. Okay, minus 10 dividing by minus 5. Minus 5 minus cancels, 5 cancels, and here 5 once, 5 2 times. So what we get here? X is greater than or equal to 2. This is the simplification of second inequality. Now you have to represent these solutions on the number line. Okay, so now draw number line for these two inequalities separately. For the first inequality, which number you got? X less than 6. Okay, in the middle of the number line, or I'll mark now here because left side of that number line is no need now, because we got here positive numbers. Okay, so I'll take a 0 here, and left side negative numbers you have minus 1 etc, minus 2, minus 3 like that up to minus infinity, and positive side positive numbers 1 2 3 4 5 6 etc. Okay, and for next second inequality, for that also we need a number line. I'll draw in the same way. Okay, 0 I'll mark here 0, and left side minus 1, right side 1 2 up to 6 2 3 4 5 6 etc. Okay, now for the first inequality we represent the solution of first inequality on the first number line, and we represent the solution of second inequality on the second number line. Okay, so now what is our first inequality solution? That is x less than 6. X less than 6, which number you got here at the end of simplification? 6, right? At the end of a first inequality simplification you got 6. So at 6 you have to draw one circle, and that circle should be open or close. Since you got a strict symbol here, you have to draw open circle at 6, and which symbol you have? Less than symbol. So less than symbol means you have to darken the number line on the left side of that 6. Okay, so this is the what representation of a solution of a first inequality. Next, the second inequality, while simplifying that, we got x greater than or equal to 2. You got a number 2 at the end. Okay, so at 2 you have to draw now one circle, and that circle should be open or closed. Since you got a slack inequality symbol at 2, you have to draw which circle? You have to draw closed circle. Okay, draw closed circle at 2, and x is greater than or equal to. Greater than or equal to means to the right side of 2. That number line you have to shade. Okay, you have to darken the number line on the right side of number 2. Okay, so this is the representation of solution of second inequality, and this is the representation of solution of first inequality. Now we have to combine these two. Okay, which region is which darken region is common in both number line, that you have to draw in a separate number line. Okay, that gives you the solution of that system of inequalities. Okay, so third number line I will draw in the same way. Okay, 0 here and -1 here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now you observe which part is common in both first and second solution. See here, from -2 is there in both shaded part, right? -2 is there. So from -2, from from 2 you can take because 2 is shaded in both number lines. So at 2 draw what a closed circle, because that is included in this number line and in this number line also. Number line means a solution of that inequality. Okay, 2 is shaded in this number line and it is shaded in this number line also. So you have to shade at 2. Now which part is shaded, which common shaded region we can draw here. Next problem is x minus 2y less than or equal to 3, 3x plus 4y greater than or equal to 12, x greater than or equal to 0, y greater than or equal to 1. You have 4 inequalities in this system. Okay, remove all that inequality symbols by equal to symbol. So then you get x minus 2y is equal to 3 first line, and next 3x plus 4y is equal to 12 second line, and third line is x equal to 0, and fourth line is y is equal to 1. Okay, last 2 lines easy to draw. Okay, this is a vertical line, this is horizontal line passing through one on the y axis. This is nothing but what a vertical line. Vertical line means that is the y axis. Okay, and for these two non-vertical lines you have to find 2 points to draw the graph of these two lines. Okay, so find the 2 points for these two lines and take x equal to 0. So then you get minus 2y is equal to 3. Okay, when you have a negative sign, be careful while simplifying the coordinate value. Okay, so then now y is equal to what? Y is equal to 3 by minus 2 into minus 2, another side taken as by minus 2, and that gives you what? 3 by 2, that is 1.5, right? Minus 1.5. So here y coordinate value is minus 1.5. Then when y is equal to 0, you will get x equal to 3. Okay, first line 2 points we obtain, then second line, for a second line get 2 points by taking x equal to 0. What you get y value? 4y is equal to 12, that gives you y is equal to 12 by 4, that is 3. When y is equal to 0, you will get 3x is equal to 12, x equal to 12 by 3, that is 4. Okay, so now we have to draw the graph of these 4 lines in the same Cartesian plane. Okay, so draw x axis and y axis. and you just see here maximum up to 4 enough on x-axis, because in the x column you have maximum number 4, okay, in both the table, and on y-axis maximum up to 3 enough, on positive side, negative side minus 1.5, okay. So mark you mark points on both axes at equal distances 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative side of y-axis minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, then x-axis positive side 1, 2, 3, 4. XO, X dash, and y-axis is YO, Y dash. Okay, first table we mark, first table points. Okay, first table points 0, minus 1.5. Where is minus 1.5? That is in between minus 1 and minus 2. Okay, so mark that 2 points. 0, minus 1.5, that is here, and next point in that table is 3, 0, that is here. Highlight that 2 points and join that 2 points by using which line? Continuous line you can use. Now also you have what are slack inequalities. You have all inequalities or slack inequalities. So to draw that 4 lines you use a continuous line, okay, and the line name is x minus 2y is equal to 3. Now you have to decide which half plane is the solution region. For that, take checking point 0, 0. Use that x equal to 0, y is equal to 0 in the first inequality. So then we get 0 minus 2 into y plus 0 less than or equal to 3. Okay, left side simplifies to 0. 0 less than or equal to 3, that is the correct inequality, right? We know 0 less than 3, so this inequality is a correct inequality. So if you get a correct inequality, then you have to shade the half plane containing the checking point 0, 0. Okay. So which half plane contains a checking point that you have to see. Now upper half plane of this line that contains checking point. So you have to shade upper half plane. So give shadings for upper half plane. See, you have to shade you have to give very close shadings, okay, then that common shaded region automatically at the end that will be darker than other regions, okay. So here I given broad shadings, but you give very close shadings, okay. Very close shadings means like this, you give shadings like this, very close shadings, then automatically that common region will be shaded darkly, okay. And next table points you have to mark is 0, 3, that is here, and next 4, 0, that is here. Okay, join that 2 points and you extend in both direction. Okay, continuous line. Why? Because we have slack inequality, and line name is 3x plus 4y is equal to 12. Okay. Which half plane you have to shade? Don't shade directly. You have to check first inequality for a point 0, 0. 0, x plus 0, y plus 0. So then we get 3 into 0 plus 4 into 0 greater than or equal to 12. Left side simplification gives you 0 greater than or equal to 12. This is a correct inequality or a wrong inequality. Whether a 0 is greater than 12, no, right? So this is a wrong inequality, okay, because we know that 0 is less than 12. So you have to shade which half plane, and to shade the half plane not containing the checking point of a green line, okay. Which half plane of a green line is without a checking point? Upper half plane, right? In the upper half plane of this green line you are not having checking point, so you have to give shading for a upper half plane. You give close shadings for that, okay. Here just to save time I given broad shadings, but you have enough time, no, just to give close shadings for that. Now x equal to 0. X equal to 0 is which line? That is the y axis. That is already drawn here. Okay. What is the name of y axis? That is x equal to 0. And which inequality you have? X greater than or equal to 0. Means to the right side of y axis you have to shade. Always you give close the shadings. Okay. Next y greater than or equal to 1. For that you have a line of y is equal to 1. Y is equal to 1, that is the horizontal line passing through 1 on the y axis. So this is the line y is equal to 1. And you have inequality y greater than or equal to 1, means above the line y is equal to 1 you have to shade. Now can you see common shaded region? Which is the common shaded region? See, we shaded a right side of y axis, and above the green line, above this green line, and above this yellow line, okay, and above this red line. Okay, all of these three colors are common in which region? In this region. That region I will highlight. If you give close shadings, then this region will be darker in your graph. Okay, this region will be darker in your graph sheet. So this is the common solution region, means that gives the solution of all that 4 inequalities. Okay, thank you. Next problem is 3x plus 2y less than or equal to 150, x plus 4y less than or equal to 80, x less than or equal to 15, y greater than or equal to 0, x greater than or equal to 0. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inequalities. So you have to draw a graph of these 5, you have to draw the graph of 5 lines corresponding to these inequalities. Okay. Remove that all inequality symbols by equal to symbols. So then now you get 3x plus 2y is equal to 150, first line. Second line is x plus 4y is equal to 80, and the third line is x equal to 15, and next one is y is equal to 0, last line is x equal to 0. After removing the inequalities, we got 5 equations of a line. Okay. So that in that last three lines are easier to draw without finding points. Okay, x equal to 15, that is the vertical line, x equal to 0 is also vertical line. In these these are two lines already there in the Cartesian plane. This one y is equal to 0 as x axis and x equal to 0 as a y axis. X equal to 15, that is the vertical line passing through 15 on the x axis. But for these two lines you have to find 2 points. Okay, so get the 2 points by using table. So when x equal to 0, this term will vanish. You will get 2y is equal to 150. That gives you y is equal to 150 into 2, another side as by 2 ones 2 7 times 14, 1 left 2 5 times. Okay, so y value is 75. Then when y is equal to 0, 3x is equal to 150. That gives you x is equal to 150 into 3, another side as by 3. 3 ones 3 5 times 0 times 0. Okay, so here you will get 50. Then here when x is equal to 0, you will get 4y is equal to 80, y is equal to 80 by 4, that gives you 20. Then when y is equal to 0, you will get x equal to 80. We mark these two points of first table in the Cartesian plane. Okay. So draw Cartesian plane. And on x-axis maximum you need up to 80 and on y-axis you need up to 75. Okay, I'll take 1 centimeter as now 10 units. Okay, because you have bigger numbers on x-axis, on x column and y column. So for that reason I'll take 1 centimeter as 10 units. Okay. On y-axis maximum we need up to 75, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. And on x-axis we need up to 80. Okay, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. X-axis XO, X dash, y-axis is YO, Y dash. Actually negative side of both axes no need now. Okay, first table we mark first table points. First point is 0, 75. Before that you write numbers 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Here 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. You can write a scale on both axes. On both axes 1 centimeter as 10 units. Okay. And in our previous graph also you can write a scale of 1 centimeter. In that we taken as in all that graphs we taken as 1 centimeter as 1 unit. In one graph we taken as 1 centimeter as half units. Okay. Now in this graph we taken 1 centimeter as 10 units. First table, first point is 0, 75. That is here. Okay. Highlight that point 0, 75. This in between 70 and 80 you have 75, then 50, 0 that is here. Join that two points by using continuous line because you have a slack inequalities there. Okay, and which half plane you have to shade. To decide that, take a checking point 0, 0 for that point, 3 into 0, then plus 2 into y, that is 0 less than or equal to 150. 0 into n is 0 less than or equal to 150. 0 less than or equal to 150. That inequality is correct inequality because you know 0 less than 150. Okay, if you get correct inequality, then you have to shade the half plane containing the checking point. Which half plane? You can see checking point lower half plane. You have checking point, right? So you have to give shading for a lower half plane. You give close the shadings. Okay. Below the line, which line? 3x plus 2y is equal to 150 on to shade because we got correct inequality. For that inequality for a checking point 0, 0. Next inequality line graph we have to draw 0, 20. 0, 20 that is here, then 80, 0 that is here. Okay. Now also use a continuous line to join that two points. And you extend in both direction. Okay, this is a line x plus 4y is equal to 40. And this inequality that gives correct inequality or wrong inequality for a checking point 0, 0. We check, okay, x plus 0, y plus also 0. 4 into 0 less than or equal to 80. 0 less than or equal to 80. That is correct inequality. So you have to give shading for the half plane containing the checking point. In the lower half plane of this violet color line, you have checking point 0, 0. So give shading low for a lower half plane. Okay. Next line is x equal to 15. x equal to 15 means that is the vertical line passing through 15 on the x-axis. In between 10 and 20, exactly in between 10 and 20, you have 15. So draw a vertical line passing through that. So then that line is what? X equal to 15, and x less than or equal to 15 means the left side of x equal to 15 line. Left side of this vertical line you have to shade. So shade of left half plane of x equal to 15 line, and y greater than or equal to 0. Y greater than or equal to 0. Which is the line y greater than or equal to 0? That is the horizontal line. Which one? X-axis. Above x-axis, y greater than or equal to 0 means above x-axis you have to shade. Okay. So shade above the x-axis for a y greater than or equal to 0. Next x greater than or equal to 0. What is x equal to 0 line? X equal to 0 line is which one? That is y-axis. Okay. Y-axis, x greater than or equal to 0 means to the right side of this line. Y-axis you have to shade. See, now you have to identify which is the common shaded region. If you give close shadings, then common shaded region you can see in your graph is this region. Okay, in this region you have all 5 shadings. Okay, violet shading will be there, then orange, green, then blue color and green color. All 5 color shadings are there in this region, because we shaded a right side of y-axis above the x-axis and left side of this vertical line and below this non-vertical line. Okay, so this is the common shaded region. That is the region containing all the solutions of this system of inequalities. Okay. Next problem in the system of inequalities is x plus y greater than or equal to 4, 2x minus y greater than 0. Suppose you are given system of inequalities, you have to remove that inequality symbols, then now you will get a lines x plus y is equal to 4 and here 2x minus y is equal to 0. After that you have to draw the graph of both lines in the same Cartesian plane. For that you have to find 2 points of that lines. Okay. And here suppose the constant number is other than 0, then you can take like this x 0, then find the corresponding value of 5, then you will get y is equal to 4, and y is equal to 0, then you will get a corresponding x value 4. Okay, like this x 0, find the corresponding value of 5, y 0, find the corresponding value of x. Like that you can do only when constant number is other than 0. Suppose the constant number is 0, like this. In this equation you have constant number 0. So then if you find like this x 0, y 0, then you will get only 1 point. With 1 point we can't draw the line, because if you mark only 1 point, then you can draw line like this or like this or like this. You can draw line in any direction, but to get the exact direction of the line you have to find at least 2 points. Okay, so 1 point you can take x 0, then find the corresponding value of y, but another value how to take see, suppose you have equation like this, that is the constant number is 0, then you rewrite that equation so that you can write either y is equal to some number into x form or x equal to some number into y form. Now it is easy to write y equal to something in x. Okay, I will shift minus y another side, so then you will get y is equal to 2x. Okay, y minus y I taken to the right side and 2x is on the left side. Y is equal to 2x, this form we got. Okay, if you get y is equal to some number into x form, then you give value for x. Okay, value for x and find the corresponding value of y, then you mark that 2 points in the Cartesian plane. Okay, and suppose you get to y x equal to something in y, for example x equal to some number n into y, then you give value for y and get the value of x. Okay, so like that you do. Now we got y equal to something in x. So I'll take a value for x. Okay, first value I'll take a 0, next value of x I'll take a 1. Get the value of y by using this equation. Okay, y is equal to 2 into x. 2 into 0, that is a 0. Then now x equal to 1. When x equal to 1, 2 into 1, that is a 2. Y is equal to 2 you will get. Okay, y is equal to 2x, that you have to use. When x equal to 0, this equation gives you y equal to 2 into 0, that is 0. And when x equal to 1, that gives you y is equal to 2 into 1, that is equal to 2. That I entered in a y column. Okay, so 2 points you have to mark for this line is 0, 0 and 1, 2. Okay, so now we draw the graph of these two lines in the Cartesian plane. And on the x axis and on the y axis we need up to 4 maximum, up to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. On y axis also up to 4 enough, not maximum, minimum you have to mark 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. X O x dash, that is the x axis, and y O y dash, that is the y axis. And first table points we mark first. Okay, first table points are what? 0, 4 and 4, 0. 0, 4, that is here, 0, 4. Then 4, 0. 4, 0 point is here. Okay, highlight that 2 points and join that 2 points using which line? Using continuous line, because you have slack inequality. Okay, so join that 2 points by continuous line and you extend that in both direction. Okay, this is what? This is line x plus y is equal to 4. After that, what next? You have to decide now which half plane of this line is the solution region. To decide that, you have to take a checking point. Always you can take a checking point 0, 0 if a constant number is other than 0. Okay, so now we taken 0, 0 for this inequality. Use x equal to 0, y is equal to 0 in this inequality. So then that gives you 0 plus 0 greater than or equal to 4. 0 plus 0 is what? 0 greater than or equal to 4. This inequality is a wrong inequality or correct inequality? We know that 0 is less than 4. Okay, so this inequality is a wrong inequality. Always if you get a wrong inequality, then you have to shade the half plane not containing the checking point. Now which half plane is not containing the checking point? Upper half plane, right? In the upper half plane you are not having 0, 0 point, that is in the lower half plane. So you have to shade upper half plane. Why? Because we got a wrong inequality. So you have to shade the region not containing the checking point, that is now upper half plane. Okay, that over. Next come to second table. In that table you have points 0, 0, highlight that, and 1, 2, 1, 2, that is here. Okay, after that join that 2 points. Okay, now to join which line you have to use? See, we have strict symbol, so you have to use which line? You have to use broken line to join that. Okay, so draw a broken line. This is your line 2x minus y is equal to 0. Okay. Now which half plane of this broken line is the solution region of this inequality? To decide that, you have to take a checking point, so that is that point should not be on this broken line. Can we take a checking point 0, 0? We cannot take a 0, 0 as a checking point for this broken line. Why? Because clearly you can see that 0, 0 point is on the broken line. Okay, so that point you cannot consider as a checking point. Any other point which is not on the broken line you can consider as a checking point. But here I will take on visible easy point on the x-axis, that is 1, 0. 1, 0 I will take as a checking point now. Okay, for which inequality? for the second inequality. Always suppose a constant number is 0 in the equation, then that indicates that 0, 0 point is on that line. Okay, so you cannot take a 0, 0 as a checking point. Why we cannot take a 0, 0 as a checking point? Why? Because if we take that as a checking point, then you cannot decide whether we have to shade upper region or a lower region of this line. Why? Because that is on this line. Okay, for that reason. So now which point we taken? We taken 1, 0 as a checking point. Okay. So now what next? X place you have to use x coordinate, y place you have to use y coordinate. Okay, replace x place by 1, y place by 0 in the inequality. 2x, x place x coordinate 1, then minus y, y place y coordinate 0, then greater than 0. 2 into 1 is what? That is 2. 2 minus 0, that is 2. Okay, greater than 0. Whether 2 is greater than 0? Yes, right? So this is what? This is the correct inequality. If you get the correct inequality, then you have to shade which region? Then you have to shade the region containing this point. Okay, 1, 0. Where is 1, 0? That is here. 1, 0, that checking point is here. Okay, so in which region you have 1, 0? In the lower half plane of this broken line, right? So you have to shade the lower half plane. Every time you give a closer shadings, here I given broader shadings to save the time, but you give a closer shadings, then easily you will get the common shaded region. Okay, automatically that will be darker in your graph if you give a closer shadings. Okay, now suppose you give a broader shadings, then how to see which is the common region? Just see that in which region you have both the type of shadings, yellow and green shadings. In which region you have? See, in this region you have a yellow shading and a green shading also. Okay, so I will highlight that, I will darken that region. So now in this region you can see in your graph that this region will be darker. Okay, so that is the common solution region. I mean that will be the solution for both the inequalities. Next inequality you have is x plus y less than or equal to 9, y greater than x and x greater than or equal to 0. Each inequality you have to make as equation by removing that inequality symbol by equal to symbol. Okay, so then first you will get x plus y is equal to 9, next you will get y is equal to x and last you will get x equal to 0. All these three represent what? Represent the equation of a line. Now you have to draw the graph of these lines in the same Cartesian plane. So for that you have to find the 2 points of these lines. Okay, so now for the first line, when x equal to 0, this term will vanish, you will get y is equal to 9. So here it is, you have to enter in a y column 9. Then now we take y is equal to 0, this term will vanish, you will get x equal to 9, 0. And second, for the second equation, if you take in this way, you will get only 1 point. Okay, why? Because if you take x is 0, I will show you why. X is 0, then what you get? Y is also 0. If you take y is 0, then you will get x is also 0. You will get only 1 point. With the 1 point, we cannot draw exact line. Okay, you can draw infinitely many lines. If you have only 1 pointer, you can draw infinitely many lines passing through that. Okay, and that 1 pointer is not giving the exact direction of the line. To get the exact direction of the line, you have to find at least 2 points. Okay, so one more pointer I will find like this. See how y equal to something in x or x equal to something in y also you can consider. I will take the value for x. Okay, what value of y? X you have here, same value I will take here also. Okay, x equal to 9. When x equal to 9, what is y value? Y is also 9. Okay, so these 2 points you want to mark for this line. And x equal to 0, that is a vertical line. passing through 0 on the x-axis, that is nothing but y-axis. Okay, always keep in mind that x equal to 0 means that is a y-axis that will be already there in the Cartesian plane as a one coordinate axis. Okay. Now you need on both the side of positive axis up to 9. Okay, so mark up to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Now we mark our first table points. First table points are 0, 9 and 9, 0. Okay, 0, 9 that is here and 9, 0 that is here. Okay, join that two points using which line? Using continuous line. Okay, why? Because you have a slack inequality symbol in the first inequality. Okay, so join that two points. I think you need a larger scale to join that. Okay, join and extend in both direction, and you write down the name of the line. X plus y is equal to 9. Okay, now you have to decide which half plane of that line is the solution region. For that you take a checking point 0, 0. Always you can take a 0, 0 as a checking point if the constant number is other than 0, like this. Okay, so now constant number is 9 other than 0, so we taken 0, 0 as a checking point. Now take x equal to 0, y is equal to 0 in this inequality. So then we get 0 plus 0, that is 0, less than or equal to 9. This inequality is a correct inequality, right? So if that is a correct inequality, then which half plane you have to shade? You have to shade the half plane containing that checking point. Okay, so in which half plane you have checking point? That is here in the lower half plane. So you have to give shading for the lower half plane. Okay, so give shading for a lower half plane. Okay. Next, second table points you have to mark is 0, 0. That is here in the origin, and 9, 9. At 9 you have to move up to 9. Okay, you have to move up to 9. That is here. After that you have to join that two points using which line now? Be careful while joining two points. You have to see, before joining two points you have to see that inequality symbol. Now we have strict symbol, so you have to use which line? You have to use broken line to join that two points. Okay, and you can extend in both the direction without changing the direction of your scale. And this line is now x equal to y or y is equal to x. Now we have to decide which half plane of this broken line is the solution region. For that you have to take a checking point. Now can we take a checking point 0, 0? You cannot take. Why? Because clearly you can see that 0, 0 is on the broken line. So you cannot take that as a checking point. So I'll take one easy visible point 1, 0, that is here that as the checking point. That clearly you can see it is not on the broken line. So we take a 1 comma 0. Like that you can take a 2 comma 0, 3 comma 0, 4 comma 0, or on the y axis some points 0 comma 1, 0 comma 2, like that. Okay. So now we take on which point 1 comma 0. Okay. 1 comma 0 you taken as a checking point means the x place you have to replace by 1, y place you have to replace by 0 in this inequality. Okay, y greater than x. What is y? Y value is 0. This is y, this is x. Okay, y greater than x. What is x? X is 1. Whether 0 is greater than 1? No. So this is a wrong inequality. So for this checking point we got wrong inequality here. So that indicates what? You have to shade the half plane not containing the checking point. Now just to see broken line, in which half plane you have checking point? In the lower half plane of this broken line, right? Here you have checking point in the lower half plane, you are having checking point. So now you have to shade upper half plane. Why? Because you got a wrong inequality. So you give shading for a upper half plane of this broken line. Okay. And this shading will continue in the direction which I showed in arrow mark. Okay. And next last line is x equal to 0. X equal to 0 I already said that is what? That is y axis. Okay, it is already there in the Cartesian plane as a y axis. Okay, this is y axis. And x greater than or equal to 0. X greater than or equal to 0 means to the right side of this y axis. So give shading for this region, right half plane. Okay, means the right side of y axis. Now all these three colored shadings are there in which region? That is the common solution region, common shaded region, where you have yellow shading, green shading and blue shading. That are all three shadings are common in which region? That region I will highlight now. In your graph that region will be automatically dark because you given close shadings. Okay, so in this region you can see yellow shading, then blue shading and green shading. So this is the common solution region for the system of inequalities. And in the shaded region you have broken line, right? Here you have broken line. So that indicates what? Points on this line are not the solutions of the inequality. And continuous line in the shaded region, that indicates that points on this continuous line are also the solutions of the system of inequalities. And this is the continuous line. So points on this line, continuous line, are also the solutions of the system of inequality. Only in the broken line which points are there that are not in the solution region. Okay. Next problem is 4x plus 3y less than or equal to 60, y greater than or equal to 2x, x greater than or equal to 3, x comma y greater than or equal to 0. Okay. Here actually x greater than or equal to 0 and y greater than or equal to 0. See this inequality, x greater than or equal to 0 and y greater than or equal to 0, they will write together as x comma y greater than or equal to 0. So if you are given like this, then you have to understand that as x greater than or equal to 0 and y greater than or equal to 0. So total here how many inequalities you have? Here 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So you have to get 5 lines, equations. Now first one is 4x plus 3y is equal to 60, and next one is y is equal to 2x, and the third one is x equal to 3, and fourth one is x equal to 0, then last one is y is equal to 0. For all these three you have to draw the graph of the line. Okay. For the first two lines you have to get 2 points. So get to 2 points. Now here constant number is other than 0, right? So you can take x 0 and y 0 and find the corresponding what a corresponding other coordinate value, y here and here x coordinate value. When x equal to 0, this term will vanish, you will get a 3y is equal to 60, 3y is equal to 60 means y is equal to 60 by 3, okay, 60 by 3 gives you how much? 20, x coordinate, 0, then y coordinate you will get a 20. Now y is equal to 0, this term will vanish, you will get 4x equal to 60, so x equal to 60 by 4, that gives you x coordinate value 15, okay, x equal to 15 for y is equal to 0. These 2 points you have to mark for this line. Now y is equal to 2x. Now here constant number is not there. Constant number is not there means constant number is 0. Okay. So if a constant number is 0 and if a equation is in y equal to something in x form, then you give value for x. I'll take x equal to 0 and you can take x value 1, but if you take 1 then that will be uneasy to mark. Why? Because here you got a larger number. So by looking at the first table points, I'll give value for x here. If x equal to 15, then y you will get 2 into 15, 30 you will get, larger number you will get. So I'll take a smaller number 10 now, okay. So then find the corresponding value of y by using this equation. Y equal to 2 into x, 2 into 0, that is 0. Next y equal to 2 into x, now 10, 2 into 10, that is 20. So these 2 points you have to mark. Now x equal to 3, x equal to 0, y is equal to 0. For that no need to find points because x equal to 3 and x equal to 0, that are vertical lines, y is equal to 0, that is the horizontal line. Actually these 2 lines are there in the Cartesian plane as a coordinate axis, okay. So draw coordinate axis. And on x axis you need up to maximum value of x is 15, okay, and maximum value of y is 20. So on x axis we have to mark up to 15. I'll take 1 centimeter as a 5, 10 like that, okay, 5, 10, 15 like that, 20. On y axis mark 5, 10, 15, 20. X axis xo, x dash, y axis is yo, y dash. Okay, first table points we mark, that is 0, 20, that is here, 0, 20 and 15, 0, that is here. Now which line we can use to join this broken line or a continuous line? You have slack inequality there, so you have to use a continuous line to join these 2 points and you extend in both direction. Now this is your line, which one? 4x plus 3y is equal to 60, okay. Now you have to decide upper half plane or lower half plane is the solution region for the first inequality. To decide that, take a checking point 0, 0. So then now that inequality becomes 4 into x plus 0, y plus also 0, 3 into 0 less than or equal to 60, and left side simplification gives you 0 less than or equal to 60, and that is the correct inequality. Correct inequality means you have to shade the half plane containing the checking point. In the lower half plane you have checking point 0, 0. So shade the lower half plane means below the line. Okay. After that, next table points 0, 0 and 10, 20. 0, 0 is here, 10, 20. 10, 20 is here. Okay. Join that 2 points using a continuous line because in the all inequalities you have slack inequality symbols, so you can use a continuous line for all that 3 lines, okay. Now this is which line? Y is equal to 2x. Now 0, 0 point is on this line, so you cannot take a 0, 0 as a checking point. So I'll take on the x axis, which first point you can see here 5 comma 0. Okay, so that point I'll take as a checking point. Okay, 5 comma 0, this one I'll take as a checking point now for the second inequality. Okay, why we taken that because that is not on the line, green color line. Okay, so x place you have to take a 5 and y place you have to take a 0 in the inequality. So y is a 5 and greater than or equal to symbol you have 2 into x, x is a y is a 0 greater than or equal to 2 into y is 0 greater than or equal to 2 into x, x is a 5. Okay, 0 greater than or equal to 2 into 5, that is a 10. Whether 0 is greater than 10? No. So this is the wrong inequality. Wrong inequality means you have to shade the half plane not containing the checking point. In which half plane you have checking point? In the lower half plane, right? Here you have checking point in this region. So you have to shade the region not containing the checking point. In the upper half plane you are not having checking point. So shade the upper half plane. That shadings are continuous in this way. And next x equal to 3, x equal to 3 exactly I can't here, okay, somewhere here x equal to 3 you have to draw vertical line passing through 3 on the x axis somewhere here. Okay, and here also you have to use a continuous line because you have slack inequality and x greater than or equal to 3 you have, so you have to give shading to the right side of x equal to 3 line. This is x equal to 3 line. Okay, right side, right half plane you have to shade. Now x equal to 0 means that is which line? X equal to 0, that is the y axis. I already told x equal to 0. Okay, and y is equal to 0 is x axis. X greater than 0, greater than or equal to 0 means to the right side of x equal to 0 line, to the right side of y axis. Okay, shade that part. You have to give close shadings, then easily you can identify which is the common shaded region. Okay, and above the x axis, which color left? Y greater than or equal to 0 means above the x axis. Above the x axis you have to give shading. Okay, so now all these 5 colors are meeting in which region? Are meeting in this small triangular region. Can you see that yellow shading to the right side and blue color shading, then pink shading, then green color shading. All 5 shadings meet in this small triangular region. So this is the common solution region. I will darken that region. Okay, this region. So you have to shade this region. If you take 1 centimeter as 1 unit, then clearly you can see this triangular region. Since I taken 1 centimeter as 5, 10 like that, we got a smaller common region. If you take 1 centimeter as 1 unit, then you will get a clear picture of this common region. Okay, so here a scale we taken is 1 centimeter as 5 units on both axes. Okay, all these are problems solving the system of inequalities graphically that are important for 5 marks and this concept is important, very important for second year linear programming chapter. In that you have 6 marks question. So for that you have to learn this as a very basic. Okay, and for this year this system of inequalities that are important for 5 marks. Okay, thank you. Now solution of first inequality I will take as 1. and the solution of second inequality I'll take as a 2. Okay, we combine first one and second one. So from 1 and 2, how to combine 1 and 2? What you have in 1 now? You have like this, x less than 6. This we wrote from 1, and how to write 2 in this only? Observe the relation between x and 2. X side of which side of the symbol is there? Greater side of the symbol is there. So x side you have to write a greater side of the symbol, means you have to use a less than or equal to symbol here, and 2 you have to write on this side. 2 side you can see lesser side of the symbol, or you can do like this. In that 2, first one and second one, 2 and 6, number 2 and 6 is there, right? So in that smaller one you have to write on the left side, and the larger one you have to write on the right side, and middle you have to write x. After that you have to write which symbol, that for that you have to observe that inequalities. Okay, x and 2 and x, in between that what you have greater than or equal to, but x side which side of the symbol is there? Greater side of the symbol, and 2 side you have lesser side of the symbol is there. So slack inequality you have to use. Here you have slack inequality, right? That same inequality means slack inequality you have to write, but 2 side you have to write lesser side of the symbol, and x side you have to write a greater side of the symbol, means you have to write a less than or equal to 2, in between 2 and x. And observe x and 6 how that are related by the symbol less than. Okay, that is as it is here you can see x less than 6. Okay, so like this also I can write. Now you have to represent this is what this is the solution of that system of inequality. You have to represent the solution of this inequality on the number line. So you have to draw number line. Draw number line, and you have to mark positive numbers on the positive side. Up to 6 we need, and here left side 2. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, etc. Positive side and negative side, negative numbers are there. Okay. Now you got 2 numbers at the end of this simplification, right? So which 2 numbers you got? At that 2 numbers you have to draw now circle. Okay, I'll draw circle at 2 and at 6, and how that circles should be 2 side you have a slack inequality, so you have to draw closed circle at 2, and 6 side you have open circle. Okay, so you have to draw open circle like this. Okay, don't shade that, then that will be a open circle, and you have to shade the middle part of that 2. Okay, this is 2 and this is 6. So this is what this is the solution of this inequality system of inequalities on the number line. Thank you. Next problem is in an experiment a solution of a hydrochloric acid that is to be kept between 30 degree and 35 degree Celsius. What is the range? What is the range of the temperature in degree Fahrenheit? Okay, in degree Fahrenheit. If the conversion formula is given by this one, C is equal to 5 by 9 into F minus 32, where C and F represent temperature in Celsius and degree Fahrenheit respectively. Okay, you have to find the range of the temperature in Fahrenheit, degree Fahrenheit, that you have to find range of the temperature in a degree Fahrenheit, that you have to find. Means you have to find F is less than how much and F is greater than how much, that you have to find. Now you are given one solution of what? Hydrochloric acid that is kept between 30 degree and 35 degree Celsius. Means that Celsius temperature is less than 35 degree and greater than 30, that you are given. Okay, that solution is kept between 30 degree and 35 degree Celsius. Celsius temperature you are given of that solution, that is less than 35 and greater than 30 degree C. Okay. So with this you have to start. So in the answer part, given that, what is given? We are given one solution that is kept between these two temperature, okay, 30 degree and 35 degree Celsius temperature, and we have to find what is the range of the temperature in Fahrenheit if the conversion formula is like this: C is equal to 5 by 9 into F minus 32. So now what is C? C here you are given in conversion formula, relationship between C and F, okay, that is given in the conversion formula that you have to use here. Means C place you have to write now 5 by 9 into F minus 32. So I will do that on the right side, okay. So here you have 30 degree less than, what is C? That I will replace 5 by 9 into F minus 32 less than 35 degree. What we done now, that C place is there, no, middle one, that I replaced by this much using conversion formula. Now we have to make the coefficient of F1, but here what you have, into 5 by 9. To cancel that, what you have to do, throughout you have to divide by the same number, or otherwise you have to multiply by the reciprocal of this number. Suppose you have into some fraction. To cancel that, what you have to do, you have to multiply by the reciprocal of that fraction. So we multiply by the reciprocal of this fraction, that is 9 by 5. Reciprocal of this is 9 by 5. So multiplying by 9 by 5 on each side of this inequality, what we get, 30 into 9 by 5 less than 5 by 9 already there, or to that 5 by 9 is there already, to that you have to multiply by 9 by 5 and into, I will write next, into F minus 32 and less than 35, to that you have to multiply by 9 by 5. Okay. What we done? We multiplied by 9 by 5 on each side of inequality. So here that simplifies, 5 ones 5 6 times, and here 5 9 by 9, that cancels, and here 5 ones 5 7 times, and remaining numbers you simplify. 6 into 9, that is 54 less than, and here you have F minus 32, and here you have less than 7 into 9, that is 63. Now you have to keep only F in the middle of this double inequality. With that, what you have, minus 32. To cancel that, what you have to do, you have to add a plus of that on each side of inequality. Okay. So we are adding now 32 on each side of inequality. So then you get 54 plus 32 less than F minus 32 plus 32 less than 63 plus 32. What we done? We added a plus 32 on each side of inequality. Okay. So now what you have, 54 plus 32, that gives you 86. Okay. Adding these two, you will get 86 less than, here minus 32 plus 32, that cancels. So we left with the F and less than, and here that adds to 95 degree Fahrenheit. Okay. What is this? This is the range of that temperature in a degree Fahrenheit. We are asked to find the range of the temperature in Fahrenheit. We got the range of temperature in Fahrenheit, that should be less than 95 and greater than 86. Okay. So this is the answer for this question. Thank you.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.